Papilio Blumei is one of about 30 species that belong to the peacock swallowtails. These butterflies are famed for their brilliant iridescent greens and blues. But just look at the beguiling beauty of Blumei. The whole wing surface is spangled in iridescent green scales. It's found on just one island, Sulawesi, that lies between Borneo and the island of New Guinea. On my way out to Maluku, I had the chance to stop over a few times in Makassar in the hope of seeing this species. I hired a car and set off with no particular plans, save a vague, naive notion of trying to reach the centre of the island. After about an hour, I spotted a mountain range to the east. I couldn't stop looking at them. I soon changed my plans and took a rural road heading inland towards them. As I got closer, they transformed into a magical landscape of limestone karst mountains, vertical rising cliffs pockmarked with holes and caves. So these are the limestone hills in just outside the Makassar by 2 hours, just in the highlands here. Just very exciting. Everything's totally new. Okay, this guy's just stopped and found me in the middle of nowhere. Well, they're still building the road here. I've come up and maybe quite a long way, and I don't think I'm going to get any further. So I was told by one guy there was a place to stay, but I must have passed it. I'm in the middle of nowhere right now. He's going to probably help me, but it's raining and I don't really want to go down those steep slopes again if it rains really hard. Anyway, this guy's asking me, any place where you stay? I said, I don't know. So these road builders, it's starting to rain and it's quite steep and muddy, and often you just get stuck on a two-wheel drive. I've obviously overshot this by a few kilometres. Somebody said there was a place to sleep, but I think I've gone by it by a long way. Anyway, the road builder said I could stay with him a kilometre away, so I'll probably just take him up on that. I don't have any food or water, anything. A bit unprepared. I was just walking up here looking at the forest or driving up here, and it's a beautiful forest right in the middle of nowhere, so I've got to take that opportunity and not go back down. It's always good fun to you know, if people offer you something, take it, because it's always an experience. I was envisaging a noisy road builders complex full of canteens, but it turned out to be a quiet, simple hut, perfect for filming in the morning. The view outside my window was simply hypnotic. From the other side, I could see Gunung Bulusaraung reaching up to 1,300 metres. The hut turned out to be owned by a local personality called Rusli. He was a larger-than-life character with a loud voice, commenting and chuckling about everything. He was well known locally as a former politician in Jakarta. Soon after, Rusli and his friends all left me to go back to their homes in the lowlands, only to come back later with rice for me and, of course, rice wine. After a few cups, I politely said, "No more." And that was it. After that, I was never to hear the end of Neil Four Cups. Rusli's dream was to have a hotel at the top of the hill here.
Villa-villa,
Yeah.
nginap itu.
Yeah.
Mister bawa
Bawa apa?
dari tamu-tamu dari Inggris, ya kita ke gunung, yang pecinta alam itu.
Bawa orang.
Ya, bawa orang pecinta alam.
Bermalam di sana.
Ya, bermalam di sini.
As we talked, all sorts of moths and beetles filled the rafters, attracted by the light. In the morning, Rusli took me down to his farm at the end of the track. The peranthus peacock swallowtail. This is a relative of Blumei and one of the peacock swallowtails. And the magnificent Troides hypolytus, the Ripon's birdwing. The eastern orange albatross. Some of the steepest slopes I'm having to negotiate here. Back down in the lowlands, I had the chance to look around for Blumei again. The peacock pansy. Amorphophallus perenniifolius in the undergrowth here, on the side of a trickling stream. To grow very tall, the future leaves, a big corm underground. So this is a dry stream bed by a ficus on a rock, lots of rocks, and just to show you how frequent and abundant these millipedes are. Black one there, another species here. Another one down there. After Bulusaraung, I went to try Bantimurung Butterfly Park, less than an hour away. Bantimurung is a day trip attraction for the locals from Makassar to bathe in the waterfalls. Despite Blumei not being found in that particular area, there are 250 other species of butterfly. The butterfly is named after a German botanist, Carl von Bloom, working in the Bogor Botanic Gardens in the 1820s. He described genera such as the moth orchid Phalaenopsis, so common in our shops today, as well as the perfumed climbing genus Hoya. The common birdwing, majestic despite its name. So this is a tree known as a soca, and it's in the soursop family, custard apple family, and the graphiums go on it. We're just telling a friend here, and suddenly here was the graphium, looking a bit like a bird dropping on top of the leaf. We're not sure which species this is. We can look it up afterwards, but that's a new discovery. The falls slide over huge domes of dark basalt. If you walk half an hour further on though, you have the chance to see one of the true spectacles of the butterfly world. Hundreds of swallowtails, whites and blues gather to take the salt from the river edges. Wallace called this place the Kingdom of the Butterflies, and one can just imagine how many butterflies were there in his day. He described the butterflies from this very spot as which on being disturbed rose into the air by hundreds, forming clouds of variegated colours. This is ridiculous. Let's go. The curator of the Butterfly Museum here, Assis, agreed to take me to a site for Blumei the next day. This was a couple of hours drive to the east, and after that it was 2.5 hours walking in the hot sun. Walking into the far hills here, phonetically beautiful rice paddies. Trying to keep up with the seas. So this is on the way in to see probably the most beautiful butterfly in the world, Papilio Blumei. And these little trips always have a long trek into the forest to find the forest. So in this remote village, practically everyone who saw us invited us in to stay the night. Such was their hospitality. So we've just arrived at the top hut here. Last farm before the forest. We have the forest behind us, where occasionally Papilio Blumei will come down the river there. We're just going to wait. We need to film it from above, and these butterflies are extremely quick. But yeah, we'll see what happens. The sun's out, so we've got a good chance. Trying to film a Papilio in the heat of the day, especially a peacock swallowtail, is no small trifle. Aziz told me that Blumei likes to follow the edge of the woodland, but warned me that I would have only seconds to film it. Aziz pointed out to me the caterpillar food plant tree. This belongs to the citrus family in the Rutaceae. It's a tree about 20 meters high, growing in an open field. He was collecting some saplings to fulfill his retirement dreams of breeding Blumei and releasing it back into the wild. So this is the tree for Papilio Blumei, which this is one of the farmers for Papilio Blumei. He's just planted this in the hope that they'll lay eggs. It's going to need to protect those eggs a lot more. While this tree has been known since the 19th century, it turns out it's only just been renamed as Tetradium silibicum in 2024. Tetradium trees are easy to recognise as they have pinnate leaves that are opposite each other, and in the bud these are very distinctive. After several hours of waiting, I gave up. I went down to do some botanical videos. Oh, I forgot, there's a dog. Looking down there at those white flowers, this is going to be Amaryllidaceae, don't slip down, or the daffodil family. Because you'll see close up, they're coming all from the centre, the flower stalks. That's an umbel, and there's two bracts, sort of scarious bracts, which you'll find in daffodils and amaryllis and all those eucharis relatives. And that's diagnostic. Every time you get an umbel with bracts, or often just sort of like rice paper, that's Amaryllidaceae or daffodil family. This is the extraordinary Muller's corpse flower, a miniature version of the Titan lily. It not only looks like rotten fresh, but it smells like it. This attracts all the flies in the neighbourhood to help pollinate it. After just 10 minutes in the forest, I suddenly heard a sea shouting my name. Neo! Neo! Come! Yes, a male Blumei had come sailing down the hillside, circled right in front of him and moved on. I'd missed it. We failed to see the Blumei today. Well, as he saw one, I was just off doing a botany little walk just for 10 minutes, and one came by, and we've waited 5 hours here up in the mountain forests. A year later, I had the chance to go back to explore the Bulusaraung area again. The time before, I'd caught a sight of a green flash on the side of the road. I couldn't help thinking that that was a Blumei. So I'm waiting for Blumei here. I'm at the edge of the forest of the reserve, Bulusaraung, and I discovered yesterday there's a Blumei that's coming up here very, very rarely, maybe once every 2 hours or so. I'm just waiting, and it comes up this small dry creek. It won't go into the field over there. It won't go out in the sun too much. I did see it on the side of the road yesterday, but seems to be a shade lover. While I waited, I had the chance to see some of the other butterflies and insects of Bulusaraung. We've got a lichen mimic, or fungus mimic again. Feeding on lantana, but look at those scribbles of black, red and white. There's Blumei. Beautiful. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Here's the same clip, but at normal flight speed. At 5 inches across, Blumei is one of the largest of the 30 species of peacock swallowtails. The species can easily be distinguished from other peacock swallowtails by its teal blue tails with a single black vein running through them. And just for a fleeting moment, he rested. These few slow-motion flight shots are all that I managed in 3 days of waiting at the creek. Of ours, we've seen it twice. It comes through just in this dark creek here, and then sometimes up in the trees. Always good to see Blumei from above. This is a male Blumei, patrolling his territory, looking for females and chasing off other males. Blumei is widespread in Sulawesi, and other photographers have managed to get close to one's mud-puddling. These are male Blumei imbibing salts at the river edges. These salts are later transferred to the female on mating to help fortify her eggs for the future generations.